Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night live stream. Hope y'all had a great week. We don't have Kyle with us yet. He's MIA. So, CW, start us off, buddy.
Hello, everybody. Somebody's got a speaker on.
It was me.
Glad you're all here. The side chat is rocking. We made it to another Friday. I hope everybody had a blessed week. I know we had a lot going on around here. I got a couple of videos out, and we got some cold weather setting in, and we got the deer really coming up on my trail cameras, so they're feeling real feisty. Looks like we're heading into another cold weather spell. We looked at the weather this week, and next week it's supposed to rain every single day. So I'm not too happy about that, but it'll knock all these leaves down one fell swoop. So that's a pretty good thing. What about you, Gene? What'd you have going on this week?
Who, me? Oh, sorry.
Sure.
I was typing. Had a busy week, man, getting some stuff together, doing some reloading, making some videos, just hanging out and having a good time. That's it. Thanks for having me on here. I greatly appreciate it.
Good to hear.
I like that little play there. And, man, always look forward to Friday nights, always.
Yeah, good time.
Mr. Bunning.
Hey guys, hey everybody. We got a big batch over there in the side chat already. Thanks as always, Jamie and crowd, for inviting me to take part in this discussion. That Friday night, as Gene was saying, is something we always look forward to. I had an easy week. I didn't get a whole lot done. I was slacking, I guess. I got one paltry little video out early in the week, and yesterday I was going to load some 38 special, and I went to looking, and I was getting low on clean 38 special. So I thought, I'll get out my Frankfurt Arsenal rotary tumbler, and the end caps of it are missing. And I turned my garage upside down, and all I can say is I still don't have any end caps, but the undersides of all of my benches and every shelf is all spanking clean again. But I don't know what I must have thrown those end caps out with an armload of other stuff I tossed. So I called up Frankfurt Arsenal, and they won't send you parts. So I ended up buying a new drum for $70 or something. So now I'll have an extra drum too. But anyway, that was the the big deal for me. I have that little Frankfurt Arsenal light tumbler, so I got a small batch done anyway. But so nothing thrilling. I got 3 molds sitting on the bench saying cast me. I was meaning to do that all week and never got that done either. So get going on that. Mr. Highboy, what do you got going on?
Well, let's see. I took 3 vacation days, so I had yesterday off and today off, and I have Monday off. And so we have family coming over tomorrow, and just having a great weekend. Nice 5-day weekend, and so I get to hang out with you guys, and I appreciate it, and I thank you for having me on. So it'll be a good time.
Well, thanks for being here, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for being here, man.
I'm way behind on 6-shooter Texan videos. He's doing these air gun things that are good. Let's do something a little different tonight. Let's go through the panel and tell about a video that we watched that we found interesting this week. What do you think? Did any of you guys watch a video this week?
I watched one of that guy's right there just a little while ago, and he had gotten a mold that was kind of a stinker off of eBay, and he had showed it to me when he was going to bid on it. I said, "Yeah, man, that thing looks pretty good, except for those gouges on the surface of one of the mold blocks." Well, he ended up having to work on that mold when he got it, and so he put a video on it, and I thought it was really interesting. You know, what he had to do to get that mold fixed up and get it running again, and he got it done. So that was an interesting fix, I thought. And you know, you buys your tickets and you takes your chances buying some of these casting, moles off the internet, you don't always have great pictures, and sometimes you try to go on the description and they're not all that good when you get them. But I think he's going to turn that one into a user. So that was a one that I watched just today that I thought was really interesting.
Thank you, sir. There's Rebel.
He
Gene, you
found
watch any cool videos at all this week?
Me?
Oh, Gene's got his mic off. Yeah, hi boy. How about you?
Oh, I didn't watch any. I watched a John Wayne movie.
which one?
I haven't watched any videos. I don't watch many videos.
See how
Tell
you
us
are?
about the John Wayne movie.
What's that?
Tell us about the John Wayne movie.
Oh my gosh. It's the one where he's referring to the preacher as I dozed off in it, but the Indians they burn the house down. They killed the mother. They took the daughter, and
Searchers.
by the end of the movie, he returns her. Well, I don't remember the name. It was a great
The
John Wayne.
Searchers.
I've seen it before.
The
The
Searchers.
Searchers. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
that was it. Really good, but I dozed off halfway through. I'll be honest with you. I just don't watch a lot of TV, and I don't watch a lot of videos because my brains and my hands are always going. I just can't sit down. So I guess I'm saving that for retirement. I don't know.
Edward Petty got it right.
Yeah.
All right,
That
I'm gonna
movie
talk
was
about-
loosely based on an actual event that
Yeah.
happened in Texas.
I'm going to tell y'all about two videos I watched. One earlier in the week, I watched CW's latest installment of the 2545 Sharps. The more I watch those videos, the more I'm intrigued by that cartridge. I really need another cartridge to load for, and like I need another hole in the head. But yeah,
Sorry.
the next one I watched was since I've been home from work and I had to work a little bit late. So if y'all wonder why I'm scrambling, why I seem ruffled or whatever, it's because I worked late and I was kind of rushing to get everything set up. And James Pugh put out a video on a old Remington 7600 pump action 30-06, or is that a 760? That's the 760, isn't it?
760, 7600, yeah.
That was a good video.
76, yeah.
I enjoyed watching that video. That
Yep.
was a beautiful old classic.
It was a hand-me-down he got, a couple of them there, and it's a really nice rifle.
I probably shouldn't say this, but he sent me an email and asked me for advice about which ones that he had his choice from, which ones that I would pick.
Yeah.
And I told him that one and a Marlin, and I think he wound up with both of those.
That's what I told him. Yeah.
Well,
So
me, I've been stuck on this TV TV series called Stranger Things. Been really watching it a lot. What's it on, Netflix or Hulu? Netflix.
oh,
And YouTube videos. I got a big kick out of Chris from the 740s comparison between the Rock Island Armory Ultra Tac and the Staccato P. That was a good video. Since I have
That was a good one.
since I have a Staccato, and I've been trying to find a Tac Ultra around here for a long time. Have not run into one. When I do, it's mine.
So I figured out how to do something on YouTube that I've been asking a bunch of people how to do, and I either they're not sure or I got no answers, and that is posting to the community page or posting to community pages. So you can promote anybody's page, including your own, or video, I should say, just by creating a post in the community page and posting a link to their video, and it'll pop up with their cover picture, and people can click on it and watch it right there and comment separate from their own video. So it'd be like having video posted twice from somebody. And I've had it done for me a couple times, and I really appreciate it. It really boosts the views when somebody from a bigger channel scoops up one of your videos. So I've been doing the same. Anytime I see a video that I like, even though I've got a smaller format these days, I still do it because I appreciate what's done for me. So I do the same. And I did it for James earlier today when I watched his video.
I don't even know what that means. I'm sorry, guys. I just got some tragic news.
Not good.
I have one of my mission trip buddies from work. I just texted before we started. I texted my hunting partner, who's a former associate pastor at our church, and asked him if he had a plan, and he said no. He was at Floyd Medical Center. Our buddy KD had a massive heart attack and didn't make it. So keep that family in your prayers out there, guys. I'll try to.
It happens, and you don't even know it.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Jamie.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough all the way around.
Yeah, but that's not what we're here for. That's my personal business. Y'all deserve better than that.
No, we're glad you shared that because we're family.
Well, I
That's
appreciate
right.
it.
Sorry for your loss, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm very, very sorry.
That's right. We're family. Your pain is our pain.
Yeah.
All the way down the line, brother. Well, except for CW's. I don't want any of his pain.
It's lightening up. It's lightening up.
I see this. Seeing how you're moving.
Yeah, you're getting visibly better.
Yeah.
By the day, almost it seems.
I tell you, at least every few days I'll have a realization that, hey, it's really pretty neat. I mean, I talked to the doctor a little bit before my wife came home and talked to him, and he said, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. So I said, okay, but I also know what I have to do. So I did what I have to do. I just was easy about it. And I noticed this morning, it's been a week today, that a few of the things that I need to do the way I need to do them, nothing caused pain, but things caused discomfort, and they're no longer causing discomfort. So within a week's time, I'm considering it therapeutic, and it's working. So
Would it be all right if I did that?
Yes.
I don't know what you did.
Big E said someone stop and offer a prayer already. Let me pray right quick for you.
Yes.
Yeah, please
I got a
do.
tiny screen, so I can't read that. Absolutely.
Great and gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening with just shock and heavy hearts. We learn of our loss of KD, but I know he's in your presence now, and Lord, we just our grief is for someone that we love that we don't have in our lives anymore, but we know if they know you, that as Paul wrote in your word, absent from the body is present with the Lord, and we believe that. We're going to claim that this evening. Father, I pray that you'd welcome Katie home, and I know you will. But Lord, we are still here, and we love him, and we're going to miss him. And Father, I especially pray for his precious wife and that beautiful granddaughter he's leaving behind, and Joe and his wife, the children and grandchildren, and the whole family. Lord, we just pray that you'd wrap your loving arms around them. We pray for comfort that surpasses all understanding that your word promises us. And Father, I thank you for my brothers here on YouTube, Lord. I pray for each and every family here. And Lord, you saw the comments of their condolences as well. And Lord, I thank you for bringing us all together through a medium that we sometimes take for granted. And Lord, we thank you for YouTube for bringing us together and making us a community and a family. It's in Jesus' precious and holy name I pray. Amen.
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 Guys, thank you so much. I feel
Amen.
so much better now.
You.
All right. So, did everybody get to talk about a video that they watched this week? I
I
think
believe
we
so.
all did. I think we all did that. Pretty cool.
So I do have to say something. I did see a video of Bob Munden shooting, and I've seen the video a lot of times. But I was at work, and this guy, he says, "You gotta look how this guy shoots," and it was Bob Munden. And I've seen Bob Munden live, and I stopped and I was watching it with him, and I mean, it's like you don't even see his hands move, you know. So yeah, I did see a video, a Bob Munden video. I forgot about that.
I didn't get to meet him, but I shot an event he was in. So I actually shot with him, but I didn't get to meet him. I didn't want to be that guy and go over there and pester him. So I just let him be his own person and have a good time like I was. But he was shooting great, and he got right down to the end, and he blew the last target, and he was none too happy about that.
I've got an IDPA to shoot tomorrow, and man, I'm hoping I don't blow a target on that one. I'd like to finish well. Taking my staccato P.
What did they used to be called before they were staccatos?
STI.
STIs. Yes.
And have you seen Orange Nine's challenge to shoot a smiley face?
I didn't catch that. No, I haven't come to think of it. I bet you I've been unsubbed because he goes in like spurts and he produces like 20 videos or 10 videos. I haven't seen anything from him and I can't remember when. So I bet you I'm unsubbed to him again.
He was on our chat Wednesday night on Chris's channel, and he was talking about it. So I got some targets set up, and after the shoot tomorrow, I'm going to try that. It's 8 shots in 8 seconds, drawing a smiley face. So if you watch the video, he's got it specifically how he wants to see it done, and then he's doing a giveaway with the best shooter.
Thorzax is in the audience.
Oh, you know what I found on the range last week, CW?
What's that?
Some 38 short brass.
Oh yeah. Did you subscribe to Lead Bullets for Life?
I don't know.
He
just did a
working
video
with
today.
That 38 long cold.
Yeah, he just did a video today, 38 shorts.
It was very interesting looking. It got mixed up in my 9mm.
Yeah, it's a healed bullet, so it's different. It's like a 22. You know, it's got a rebated base that goes inside the case, so the bullet's the same diameter as the case.
Yeah, I
And
saved it.
outside lubed.
It's on my reloading bench on top of it.
Yeah.
That's the only one I've ever found. I've never found another one, and we picked up, I mean, a big coffee can full of brass.
You know
and
how
that's
long
the
that guy
only-
looked for that piece of brass?
I know, right? I got it.
Yeah, you don't find them often. I guarantee you he looked for that for a while.
I should put a ransom out for it. Put a knife up against it. If you don't come through with some cash, I'm gonna cut it in half.
Hello, Bobby.
Hello, Bobby.
Bobby Barlow.
GGW, good to see you, man.
Yeah.
So you got any videos planned, hi boy?
I do. I'm working on my RL 550C series, and just kind of focusing on that for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's kind of been nice with it cooling down because I've been able to work on my truck. So I got my truck all running, and it's driving. It feels great, just getting that thing, and I can cruise down the road. So now I can kind of get back to working on videos and whenever you're working on something like a project like a vehicle, you kind of want to get it tied up before the snow hits, So there was a big relief taken off my shoulders when I got it all, pretty much, it's got a throw out bearing going out. Yeah, I can baby it through, and I can throw that in the spring. That's no issue,
Yep.
So, I got that done, and so now concentrate on, working on my Dylan series, and those will probably start coming out in about a week and a half.
Good deal. I'll look forward to seeing those.
Hi, boy. Last week on your channel, on one of your live streams, you were talking about maybe trying to figure a way that you could live stream from your casting shed out in the back. Were you able to make any progress with that?
Oh, I'm set up here. You know what? I said, you know what? The shit ain't working. So I just had a brainstorm and switched everything around, moved some toolboxes. So now I work on my guns over there, and I cast right here. And the nice thing is I open the garage door, drop my banners, and I get a look at my pretty Ford sitting out there while I cast. So, yeah. But I'm not gonna live stream those, our video.
Hold the bus. Stop. Hold on. Did you say pretty and Ford in the same sentence?
Yeah, I did. And normally I don't. Don't say it.
Jamie.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
It's a beautiful truck.
I love Fords, but I like Chevys better. Older Chevys, not the new ones.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are doing any or showing any actual footage of us, pouring lead and dumping bullets anymore. That just doesn't fly. But you can talk about what you're doing, show the mold that you're going to use, and then show the results.
Yeah,
and that seems to be fine.
Yeah, I show pictures. Like if I won't show bullets in the cavities. I won't show any of that stuff in video. But sometimes I want to show that, so I'll take a picture, and I'll post a picture of bullets in cavities to show, fill out of bases or something like that.
Yeah,
I think that doesn't ruffle as many feathers as live stuff.
Yeah, and what I've been doing is go ahead and film the whole thing and just kind of neuter the version for this outfit, and then put the full version up over on another channel, another platform.
That's what I do too.
Yeah,
that's what I do as well. I want to find a way that I can get a few of those videos off that other place and bring them over here. But I don't know how to do that, so I gotta talk to somebody more savvy than me with computers.
Dang, Gene.
There's a couple that are worthy.
Well, see,
No mercy from
once I
that
actually got a job that paid enough to pay my bills, I stopped buying Chevys. Uh,
I'm gonna tell you about my truck. I have not, Dave. How are you doing, buddy? Thanks for being here. I ain't talked to you for a while, man. Been missing you. I have not started loading for 16, but I need to, and I need to start making some videos. And Tactical Fud, that's a sweet thought, buddy. I appreciate your heart. Um, I'll try to find their address. Probably Henderson's, more than likely.
Hey, Jamie, you want to see my truck?
Yeah, man.
Here you go.
now that is pretty. Look at
Look
that.
at the bumper on the front of that thing.
That's a full. That's the best Warren winch. That's Warren Winch's number one best all time winch.
That is a pretty truck.
Yeah, and so I was looking at the truck and with my buddy, he manages that place, and he was looking at it, and I said, "You think I could get 30 grand for this?" And he's a Chevy guy. He says, "Oh yeah, yeah." And I was thinking, but I don't want to sell it, you know.
That's a 1976, right?
That's a 79. See, I sold my 76.
Those
Why not?
79 square bodies go for bucks.
Yeah, square headlights.
Man.
That's the square headlight, and that has no rust. Everything is original on that truck except for the intake and the carb that I put on it. And past that, it's as if you walked into 1979. It's insane.
A friend of mine just bought his daughter one, and it runs, and I think he gave 9,000 for it, and that was a good deal.
Yeah. Well, I paid $10,001 for this 2 years ago because the guy is a relative in the family, and that's what he paid. And I had asked him, in the past if he wanted to sell it, and it was always a hard no. And finally, one day I said, "Do you ready to sell that?" And he stared at me and he said, "Yeah." So I sold my high boy and bought that.
Well, that's the reason I didn't know that. That's the reason I told Pastor I thought it was a 76.
Oh,
I had a 76 highboy as well. Mine was quite rotted out.
what do you think's tougher, the high boys or the 79?
Suffered?
Tougher, yeah,
Oh, tougher.
yeah.
I like the 79. They went to that different body style, and the different nose, the headlights and the nose and the grill, and I just liked it. I like it much better.
Well, I'll tell you this. On this truck, it has an anti-sway bar front and back because it needs it. It's only got 3 leaf springs. The high boys, they had 5 leaf springs,
Yeah.
The high boys, they got more steel under them, but the 79, one less drive line, married transfer case, easier to adjust the clutch. There's a million things better with the 79. So I'd have to say 79, because if the high boy is tougher, it's not tougher by much. So
Yeah.
I like my 79.
I had an 81. I
Yeah.
bought an 81 when they changed that body style, and I didn't love it at the time, but now I miss it. I do like it now. They look pretty good too.
Yeah.
That's a honey right there, Paul. Especially Super Sport 396 4-speed, positive traction rear end.
Yeah.
My truck is a 1977 Chevy C10 Custom Deluxe. It's got a 305, three on the tree, and rust in every single panel. It was stored out under the trees before I got it. It sat under trees for like 7 or 8 years, and of course it accumulated leaves, and it got rained on, and the wet leaves stayed in there.
You want to know something funny? Is someone was telling me that um, they had a old truck with a three on the tree, and someone's grandkid jumped in it and was looking around, and they said this truck doesn't have a transmission. didn't know the shifter was on the column. There was nothing on the floorboard, and they were laughing. No, son, it's right here.
I love that three on the tree. It's just so cool,
Yeah.
and that's what I like about it. I mean, I can leave the doors unlocked and the keys in the switch. Ain't nobody going to steal that thing.
No.
Yeah, my
And
first car was three on the tree.
it's got a gun rack in the back window too. I wouldn't dare put a gun up in there. So we've gone from reloading um, to vehicles tonight. Uh, James, that was a beautiful gun, man. You got you done good when you got that. Paul said his Nova has a 350, and he wants a 12 bolt positive traction rear end transmissions next on the list to be replaced. Those Novas with that 4-speed on the floor, that is an awesome thing.
Hey, so I'm not trying to interrupt you there, Jamie, but you did touch on a topic that I'm curious about. You talked about, a shotgun in the window. I'm kind of curious, how many people, um, like our age, used to, when you'd go to school, you'd have a shotgun in your window? When I was in high school, my brother and sister got in a lot of trouble, and they knew the resource officer really well. But I remember every once in a while the resource officer would pull me over and ask me where all the good pheasant places were, because I would go to school with my shotgun in the window. And but about 3 years ago, I was in Payette, Idaho, and I was working in the courthouse there on the building, and this guy, I was talking to the marshal, and the marshal was laughing. He said, "Yeah, well," he says, "last week, some people come pulling up here to the courthouse. Man and wife come running and screaming, and they said, there's some boys over there in that school, and they've got shotguns in their vehicles." And they said, "Folks, it's pheasant season here in Payette, Idaho." And he said they were from California, you know. So, I mean, did you guys ever used to do that? You remember those days?
I had a deer rifle in the back of my truck when I was in high school.
Uh huh. Yeah. There's still places in the United States where they do that. But
Not around here. If I in Georgia, your vehicle is an extension of your home or your domicile, as they call it,
yeah,
the extended domicile rule. So, uh, yeah, if I work for a school system and we're sup- we're not supposed to have vehicle any guns on school property. But then again, I don't work at a school. I work at the county office. Uh, but our resource officer at the county office, who's head of all the other resource officers out there, he's walking down the halls with his Glock G word. Um, strapped with a. Yeah, it's. You guys are going to town on those. That's a good one right there, MCK. I wish you were on here, buddy. Feel better, man. I miss you, buddy. Now there you go. 67 Tempest. 6 in a row, ready to tow. There you go. There's Thorzak's is holding court and preaching the truth. It's always going to be like that.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah, but you also got to understand how different the times were.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was in high school in the 70s. I graduated um, the Christmas of 79. After that break, I didn't go back to school. I got in high school and I busted my hump. Uh, I worked hard for 2.5, 3 years, and my senior year I cruised. I went to school for half the year, and I had enough credits to graduate after the first semester. So I didn't go back uh, after that Christmas break. I went to work. All right. This is how Mike Hester, the rebel, gets out of jury duty. Y'all should try that one. So, Gene, before everybody stops talking about vehicles, why don't you pull up that picture you sent me and show that bad boy off?
Yeah, that was a truck I had, 2005 Ford F-150. Had Roush air dam on it, Roush tailgate spoiler, hard tonneau cover. Let me get my camera on there. Oh, there we go.
What a pretty truck.
Man, that thing was beautiful. Super Crew Lariat, leather interior, every option they had in 2005.
Wow.
I ended up selling to this kid who kept hounding me about it, wanting to buy it. Swore he'd take care of it. So him and his mom come over one day. I talked to him. I said, okay, you going to take care of it? Same way I have. Not a spot of rust on it. I sold it, what's this, 22? I sold it in 20. And not a spot of rust on it, very well taken care of. And he promised me he would take just as good care of it.
Sounds like he's lived up to his promise.
Well, that's when I had it. That was right before I sold it. So he's messaged me a couple times and told me, yeah, it's still cool, love it, love it, love it. But I haven't heard from him for a while. So who knows? But I figured it was time to pass it on for someone else to enjoy it.
There's Todd. What's going on? Speaking of which, I need to go through the side chat. We're 45 minutes into this thing, actually 40 minutes. So, what can we have everybody type? I had one, but
30-06.
Yeah.
For James.
30-06, that's good.
So type in 30-06 or 06 and we'll call your name out. There's Tactical Fudd, Walter Bunning, Daniel, James Pollard, MCK. All right, I just got blowed by here. Hold on a minute. Okay. Tactical Fud, Walter Bunning, Tommy Boy, the Rebel Mike Hester, Reloader 762, Daniel God is my judge, MCK, James Pollard, Tactical Fud, Edward Petty, Six Shooter Texan, Todd, GGW Outdoors, Hasbro, Reloading from the Hot Pot, Andre D'Angelo, MSB 9021. Welcome in, buddy. Tim S., James Pugh, Vanessa Kitty, Paul Loud, Hipparchus, Corners and Doors, Oceans 374, Walks Fletcher, Rollis Carvelis, Vanessa Kitty, Georgia Boy 3030, Scottish American, Bobby Barlow, Tim S., Vanessa Kitty, Curtis Long, Thorzax, CW, James Pollard. That's the fourth time I've called his name. Ocean, Vanessa Kitty. That's the fourth time I've called her name. Walks Fletcher. Okay, I give up, guys. Oh, one guy. There's Abigail Finnegan. What's going on, lady? Glad you're here. All right.
The Scottish American. Scotsman's here too.
3040 Craig. Put that back up there. Pollard 243 Winchester. Are we going to delude ourselves to having a discussion on our favorite deer hunting cartridges? Let's not do that. Somebody will get mad. Todd 300 Win Mag. You know, that's what that Ruger #1 I was trying to get sent to Ruger to be refinished. It's in chambered in 30 Win Mag, 300 Win Mag. The the guy that owns it told me that I could have it, and he wanted to gift me that gun, and I told him, "Oh man, that's just too much. I can't do that." And he said, "Well, think about it and pray about it for a week or so." And I got to thinking about it, and I know him. I know what he'd do with it. I was a good friend with his dad, and I talked with his mother, and his mother told me that I should keep it. And so I texted him and told him I'd be proud to own his dad's rifle. And now I got to get it back and get it refinished and get that rust off of there. Jim, you'd be sick if you seen this gun, buddy. I mean, it's that Ruger #1 is such a beautiful and classic gun, and to see it in that shape, it broke my heart. But on the bright side of that, uh, Chico gave me some brass to send to CW, and CW said that he did not shoot 300 Win Mag, and now
You got some.
I guess I got a little bit of brass to start with, because y'all know good and well I'm never going to be able to find. I'm never going to be able to find or be able to afford to buy 300 Win Mag factory ammunition.
That's right.
I think I got a bunch of 300 Win Mag brass. at least 15, 20 pieces of it.
Well, this is what I got.
I mean, I know I got a little Ziploc baggie full.
I got that much.
Yeah, I got near about that. I'll send it to you.
Probably about 30 pieces. No rush. I don't have dyes yet, Gene.
That's all right.
Oh, I'm going to do this right now. I don't know if y'all remember. Look at Georgia boy. Maybe we can get together and shoot them together, man. That would be fun. Yeah, it's a lot of gun, Rebel. You ain't kidding. I'm tempted to break out a piece of that brass and put it upside a 30-06 cartridge. But before I do that, I'm going to do this. I don't know how many of y'all remember seeing that coach gun that I showed off. Um, I sent these off to a good friend and somebody y'all know. I want y'all to look at this work. Look at that.
Looks real nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So I still got a lot of work to do on that gun. It's an ATI. I forget what they call it, but it's a 12 gauge coach gun, and I'm excited to have that as well. But man, my mailbox, you guys have filled my mailbox up this week. Um, you remember a couple of weeks ago, James of Vestige was on, and he was asking if somebody might want some lubricizers. I told him I did. Well, he just up and sent me one, and of course now this is rough. I haven't done anything to it yet, but I need to blow this up too.
Yeah.
When you get it,
Can you? Will you?
I got to get you here. Here we go. Binko.
And y'all might think it's nasty. Well, yeah, it's nasty. Think of what it's doing. It's pumping grease and bullet grooves. But we'll get that cleaned up. Let's take a poll of the side chat. Who thinks I should paint it? I know Walter does. I just tend to like the old patina of the original paint.
I'd leave it.
Paint doesn't look really too bad on it. I mean, it's, you got some grease and marks and stuff on it, but I bet after you clean that up, it's going to look fine, James.
Yeah, I just really like it. And besides that, it would cover up that label right there. Of course, it's half gone anyway, but still. Number 45 lubricator bullet sizer. So, pretty cool, man. Thanks to James of Vestige for this.
Nice.
Yeah,
I wonder if the current heater pad that Lyman puts out will fit underneath that one. Anybody know? Does the bolt pattern, would it work? The hot plate that they make for them? I don't know whether it fit that or not. Might.
What are we talking about?
They make a heater because sometimes that lube can be pretty hard in there, and it makes it hard to work the lever.
Yeah, I've got some grease too. He sent me 3 tubes of this. It's perfect lube. The all climate bullet lube that cuts clean.
You got the wrench for the top?
I do not. But you can pick them up at Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
It's just a 1/4-inch hex.
Yeah. You don't need to crank it. Just got to keep pressure on it.
And then I got these.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Those. Sorry, I got
So
it again.
it's 50-50
Okay,
beeswax.
here you go.
Requires no heat. Traditional NRA formula.
Good deal.
But I will get me a heater one day for it because you never can tell. I mean, I got some more stuff. I got some. I think I got some Lyman's Molly lube over there somewhere.
You got sizers?
I'm glad you asked that.
They can be expensive. Try and buy them used.
I got this big old box from Reloader 762. Y'all know him?
Yeah, I think I know who that is.
Oh yeah.
And he sent one sizing die for 357, one for 430, and one for 431. Thank you,
Looks
762.
Heck yeah, man. That looks like you're in.
Yep. Good.
Check this out. Accurate 31-215B, 215 grain, round nose, size to 314, which will be perfect for the finished Mosin Nagant, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Look at that. Beautiful bullet.
What's the nose look like, Jamie?
Flat nose.
Oh, flat point. Okay. Almost look like a 299. You're not flat point.
I'm not done yet.
Hey, Tommy boy.
NOE 452, 220 grain tumble lube thing, except for it's an NOE, so it wouldn't be. I don't think you can call an NOE mold a tumble lube, can you? This is 50-50 wheel weight, so I'm assuming that's half clip on and half stick on. Look at that. What's better than that, though?
Haha.
That
Yeah.
big
Mhm.
That's nice.
And nice job pouring that bullet too. There's a perfect form hollow point right there.
it is. And that blue color, there's some gold and blue ones in there. That blue, if y'all can see it, looks gray on camera, but it's more blue in real life. Beautiful job. And then NOE 315, 314, 155 grain round flat nose. And see, 762 knows that I'm getting into the loading for the Mosin and this bullet's too beautiful to hold up with my fingers. Look at that.
Is that 54R?
I'll use it in 762 by 54R.
Yeah. And how many grains is it?
155 grain, and it's an NOE bullet.
It's going to be a nice bullet.
I think so. It's very similar to some Lee molds that I have, but it's bigger around. It's 314. Yes, he did. I'm gonna get to that in a minute too. And I think the last one. Oh yeah. All right, CW. Don't be envious. I know that's a funny thing to say to CW about a cast bullet, isn't it? Lyman 358 156 or 136. I think it's 56. Look at that bad boy right there with 2 crimp grooves. Come on, focus.
Gas check, no less.
Gas check, no less.
Nice.
Come on, man.
Is that 477, 446? 446, right? 357?
358156.
156, yeah. There's like 4 of them that are so close. 150 and 158. Gas check, no gas check.
That if I size that down a couple of more thousands, that might be a great 350 Legend bullet. See how it's the driving band is and the ogive goes in right there at the driving band. It might actually chamber. And I think I have that bullet around here somewhere. Probably not, but this is the most amazing thing about this box from 762. 358156 is when you get a package from 762. Not only do you get a nice note, you actually get the diagram of the mold. And not just that, you get load data.
Above and beyond. Good job, man.
Let me tell you something. 762 is so professional, man.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't mess around, does he?
And he's a super humble guy, too.
He is.
He'll help anybody out.
Rollis bugging out already. Good night, Rollis.
Good night, Rollis.
So, one of those bullets Tommy Boy designed. Let me look in my notes and see which one, and I'll show it over again. Okay. It's that accurate 200 grain. So it's 215 grains, and it was designed by Tommy Boy. Let me show that bullet again. Oh yeah, you guys that shoot 300 blackout. Y'all would love this for a subsonic. Look at that. 215 grains, 314, flat nose, and a gas check.
Wow.
How you think that would do in 30-06, high boy?
That's a humble bullet.
It is. AXG Combat. I don't know what that means. Is that a new, Chris, is that a new red dot?
No, that's a new Sig Sauer. The Sig Sauer I use in USPSA is the AXG model. It's a aluminum frame, so it's an all metal gun, striker fired.
Interesting.
Now they come out with a combat model. You know, suppressor height sights, threaded barrel, special color, you know. One of those, buy me, you need me for a backup gun just in case.
It's interesting. It's interesting that it's an all metal gun and a striker fire. That seems counterintuitive.
Yeah, it does seem that way, but man, it handles great. I love it.
So y'all didn't know we had celebrities among us. Tommy Boy, the bullet designer, and he did a good one on that one. Tread says no gas check needed for 3 subsonic blackout. There you go. Hasbro's cutting up. Ocean, how you doing out there, buddy?
Hey, Oceans.
That's something we might ought to talk about. Gun shows. That was another interesting video I saw this weekend, and I can't remember who put that out, but he was talking about some of the things you need to understand when you go to a gun show. Basically, going to a gun show is very similar to buying a gun from a pawn shop. Uh, don't pay what's marked on them.
Yeah,
What's on?
that's the whole point.
Right.
Everyone at gun shows is wishing they can get what they're asking.
And another thing too, if you're carrying a gun to sell at a gun show, don't expect to get what it's worth because they're going to offer you half. They're going to offer you less than half and try to buy it off of you for half.
Yeah.
And then they're wanting to double their money on every gun.
Yeah, that's you're correct, Jamie.
Yeah, no cards. Go get your ATM. Take your gun, take your cash with you. You got that right, Georgia boy. Todd, I like to pay half.
I get better deals in my LGSs because I go in there, I talk, I buy from them. I go there first when I look for something.
Yep.
The used gun case it's quite big at the one, and man, you make a fair offer, that's out the door with you.
I don't really go to gun shows anymore. I went to one about year and a half ago. Before then, it'd been like 5 years. I used to go to them all the time, but it kind of seems like that just after the internet really got rocking with gun videos, just the prices of guns, and look at what the prices of a Milsurp gun goes for these days. Look at what the prices of an average Marlin or Winchester lever action goes for. I can remember, barrels of rifles for $99, and now you see them just going for crazy amounts at gun shows.
Well, in our group chat, you and Walter both, and CW as well, uh, I posted on there. I left one sitting in a gun shop yesterday that I really wanted. It was a Marlin 44 mag lever gun, but they had a price tag of $1,000 on it, and it was rough. And I think what scared me away more than anything else is I seen some light scratches inside the action. I mean, it was nothing that I couldn't clean up. But at the same time, if I'm paying $1,000 for a gun, I don't need to be taking it home and working on it.
No.
I need to be taking it to the range, bragging on how good it looks, and shooting it. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
We have a gun show the first weekend of every month, not even 3 miles from my house at the fairgrounds. And the only reason I go in there is to buy targets. There's this couple that brings in targets, and they do all kinds of them. And the more you buy, the more they throw in. It's just like, oh, I'll take 5 of those. Well, I'll take 5 of those here. Take 2 of these or 1 of these over here too. Throw it in the package. It's like, okay. So I got to freshen up on some targets for this year.
That's pretty awesome. That's a cool find right there.
I mean, they did the zombie target. They did the zombie prints, the boars, the bears. All different range targets from targets you can shoot out to, I guess, 1,000 yards all the way up to 5 yards away. Nice assortment.
That's pretty cool. Because targets aren't cheap.
No, they are not. Just paper, printed paper to poke holes in.
Yeah,
It gets expensive.
Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just do like the pastor does and go get some paper plates and put a circle in the middle, and it don't matter if it's not dead in the middle, right?
Yeah. Bingo. I go buy a ream of paper and put dots on the center and go tape it up. You can even put 2 dots per paper if you're really good, But there are some targets that are nice to have. It's just that they cost a lot of money. So if you had a place like he has, that would be a good deal. If you want to shoot for points, those targets are nice.
Splatter targets are nice too if you're in a situation where you've got at a range where you've got to run your targets out on an overhead, and then you don't have to run them back in every time to see where you're hitting at. If you're like me and can't see past about 15 yards, can't tell where they're hitting. I like the splatter targets out there, but they're pricey.
I printed some targets off a little Google image I found. It's the circle, and in the center of it, in the bullseye, it says "keep doing that." And then it's like the pie style all the way around it that says, "You suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck."
I like that.
And I can run those off out of my printer just for the cost of paper and a little bit of ink,
Yeah.
Todd's got a good point. Nowadays, paper plates are high dollar.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Did you guys think about that? Paper plates are getting there, man.
I didn't think about that until he said that. I saw his comment, and then I remembered why. Told me, like, we got pizza the other night, and I said, we don't have any paper plates, and she said, no, they're $5 a pack, and I'm like, what? Yeah.
Wow.
I said, well, we'll just use the box that it came in, right?
The dollar store.
Now,
great.
When you buy paper plates, my son worked at a place that processed paper plates. They packaged them, and what they use is UV light. And he was a line worker that would just grab off of the stack and grab at that UV line mark that's printed on the stack. So that's how they separate them off. So when I go in the store, I lay 4 or 5 packs of paper plates down and squeeze them and see which one's got the most in it. I take that pack.
That's good info right there.
Also, weigh your potatoes and your onions if they got scales. That may not be a 5-pound bag of potatoes. That may be 4, 3.5, 4.5.
Yeah.
I want my money's worth, more bang for my buck.
Yeah.
There you go.
Vanessa's going to town over there telling us about building something, and I can't keep up.
Yeah, she's blowing it up over there with wood.
Yeah. There you go.
Hey,
That
6-shooter Texan out there in the side chat, did you get to go shoot that new air gun that you built yet? Have you had that at the range? If you guys hadn't seen any of that project, he built a really cool air gun from the ground up.
Yeah, that thing's awesome.
Made all the parts. It was really awesome.
Tactical Fudd made a comment to me, or somehow talked to me, said he might have a question tonight. But if he's posted, I apologize. I haven't seen it.
Mig is here. Hi, Measuring Grains.
Hey, Mig.
Hi.
No, no.
Bye.
Okay, Abigail. Got to get over there and check that out.
Yeah,
She
for
did-
targets, that's what I use too. I do a lot of ladder tests, so I get big sheets of paper, and I had a really good buy on giant silhouette targets for defensive, and I just used the back of them because I forget what they cost, but they were cheap, cheap, cheap. They were crooked or misprinted, or there was a problem with them, and the guy had a whole pile of them. I think it was on eBay. He had a whole pile of them he was selling for just pennies a piece. So I bought a whole stack of them. I bought like 500 targets from him. And then I just fold them up into 8 panels. So you get 8.5, 11 panels. And then I would buy, they're just like shooting C's, but they're cheap version of it, Chinese version, whatever. You can get them on Amazon and eBay too for cheap, just sheets. And there's 2-inch, 1-inch, different sizes on the sheets. You can buy them whatever you want. You can buy rolls of them, all the same size. You can buy sheets of them with various sizes on them. Anyway, they're like less than a quarter the price that you buy the real shooting C's. And then I stick them on there with a magic marker and I just write what they are. And then I just fold it up and I punch it with a 3-hole punch, and I stick it in a big binder so I can go back and check it and look at it with my ladders, put all the information on it. But I used to be a printer too. So I had big bunches of, I got aluminum plates and paper and all kinds of stuff. And I had newspaper, newsprint. It's a little bit smaller, but it does the same thing. And I just stick those stickers on it, and it covers most of the backer. And I go to town. So I do buy some targets, but most of the stuff I use is those blank sheets of paper with the cheap stickers on them.
There was one outfit that was printing targets on the back of the pizza boxes. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I've seen those too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought that was a great idea.
I put that up. Somebody on the side chat, I can't remember now who put it up there, but yeah, they already brought that up.
I worked at a shop, and we had bags done, plastic bags done, before it was a no-no. And in that, on the bag was that guide, thumbing or pulling with your palm or pushing up, pushing down, the bullseye target, tell you how to properly shoot one-handed.
Uh-huh.
And that was on the bag. And I was working one late one, I don't know if it was a weekend or what it was, but trooper came in and wanted to know if this was our bag. And I said, well, yeah, it says Newington right on it. That's our bag. And he holds it up with bullet holes in it. He said, one of your patrons was on the side of the highway, put up your bag on a tree or something and backed off and thought it was a good place to shoot right alongside the highway. He brought it in to kind of laugh and tell us, like, yeah, we're going to stop selling bags because it's got a target on it. We're a gun shop,
See, that's what I need right there is something like that to pattern shotgun rounds with. Once you get started loading your shot shells, you need to be able to pattern those things and see what's working and what's not.
You can check the dollar store, Jamie, for parchment paper or freezer paper, cheap stuff, and then just rip off what you need. It's only 16 inches wide or so, but you can put a couple strips up there. Put 2 of them up.
I was thinking about ordering a roll of that 40-inch butcher paper.
Mm-hmm.
I bet I'd pay a mint for that stuff.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah, probably so.
I'm very well, Mr. Junkie. Thank you. Thanks for being here. We have a paper mill out in West Rome, out in Coosa.
Well, you might check with them. Maybe they've got some scraps and whatnot that they'd be happy to get rid of for next to nothing.
Amazon sells what? The rolls off the huge machines. Ocean, does Amazon sell butcher paper? Is that what you're talking about? There you go.
Tommy Boy's got one there too. That's a good one.
I'm sorry, I was
Yeah.
going for that, and you beat me to the punch. Pastor, I remember that, man. You get arrested for that now. Paper rolls. Yeah, I hadn't thought about Christmas wrapping paper, but that's, hey, here in another month, they'll just about be giving that stuff away, won't they? Well, another month they'll be through the roof, but in 2 months,
Right.
yeah.
Man,
that-
the Dollar Tree's got a nice roll of it every day for $1, and they got a nice selection.
Is that my video you're talking about, Air Buck?
That was probably yours, CW.
That's what I'm thinking.
I seen lead shot in the LGS today for sale. They had bags of it on the bottom shelf.
What are they getting for 25 pounds?
And don't quote me on this. I think it was around 30,
That's cheap. That's
35.
old prices. That's old prices.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's almost worth buying it and melting it down and using it for other stuff. It's 30
I
bucks
know.
or 25 bucks.
I had my allotment in my arms. I spent everything I brought with me, carrying in my arms to the register.
Yeah, they're 60 plus here.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's a good idea too, Paul. $75. Georgia boy saw 25 pounds for $50.
At that price, it would be worth buying to melt down and make other stuff. Because I don't do shotgun stuff, so yeah, I'll have to go back and pick up a couple bags of that.
Yeah, as long as it wasn't steel shot or some weird stuff.
No, it was lead.
Yeah.
And PSA's always got good deals.
They kind of do, don't they? And since they bought out Remington or whatever, since the Remington's collapsed, they've gotten even bigger and badder.
And they're good people.
Are they really?
The owners are exceptional. Exceptional.
The more deals I see from them, it's more like I want to delete the other websites I look at.
And let me tell you, I think they're one of the biggest barrel manufacturers in the United States. That's what I was talking to one of the owners. It blew my mind how many barrels they make for other companies. It just blew my mind.
Tactical FUD. It seems like those. I think they shoot at 50 feet, and I think they're 6 or 8 inch squares with a dot in the middle. And what you're trying to do is get a hole as close to the center as you can. It's not about how much shot you get on the target. It's about who comes the closest to getting dead center. I know where that is, Georgia boy. I tell y'all something else too. Um, I've been getting videos from Bear Creek Arsenal. They've got a complete AR-15 for $379 right now, and they're selling. I saw another ad today. The those import 1911s. How do you say that, Gene?
Tulsa?
Not
What?
Tulsa. The 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 Turkish 1911s are the Philippine. The imported 1911s starts with a T.
Oh, T-sauce.
T sauce. All right, they're selling those for $319 right now.
Wow.
T-sauce.
Yep.
That.
Oh, now Hasbro puts this up that he's got printable targets. When I've already taken targets, got a circle graph out, and followed his instructions. It's not an orange target, but it's the same style target. So now he's got printables out that I've already done that. Okay. And I'm doing it tomorrow. But hey, thanks.
Man, our rivers are low too, buddy. They are.
What's a river?
I know.
It,
It's a
it's
big.
that it's that cut in the ground and all that dust blows through by your house.
Yeah, that's what it is here, boy. I tell you.
You know, same here in Idaho. It it's the same. It's crazy. It's everywhere.
What is it, Tommy boy? What is a Jeremiah from PSA? I'm gonna have to go over there and look and show y'all. Ain't it? Let me do this. Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Was a good friend of mine.
Never understood a single word he said, though.
But he sure had
I
some.
think he's thinking of the Jericho.
And he always had some mighty fine wine.
Ooh, they got 1911s.
Hmm.
So the dagger is a clone of the Glock, but it seems like people are liking them better than the Glocks. And I think the grip angle is one of them, one of the reasons why. Does anybody own a Stoger STR9? And if so, do you like it? Let me try this again.
Hello, Michael. Hey.
Okay.
I have two of the Turkish. What they how they pronounce it? Gershon, 1911s.
Gersons? Yeah.
Gershon, yeah, Gershon. That they're good. That I have had out of both of them zero failures. No failure to feed, no failure to eject. The issue that, from what I understand, that I could have with them is their slides could crack. That's not coming from anyone experiencing it. It's just that I guess when you start getting into a cheaper 1911, that's where the issue comes in. But for that price, I think you could put a lot of rounds through it, and if you wore it out, you wouldn't feel too bad. Because I've put an awful lot through my 5 inch. I got a 4 inch and a 5 inch, and they're just as accurate as any of my other 1911s.
They make a long slide 10 millimeter that's attractive to me. I've seen a few videos on it, but I've never seen one to put in my hand.
What is this now? The Gershon?
Yeah.
Gerson makes some really good stuff. Yep. Yeah, that IWI Jericho, that's nice.
Yeah,
I like mine so much that I bought a second one. The price was right, and I like both of them.
Is
There
that
was
a?
a fellow over. Go ahead, Jamie. Sorry.
I'm sorry, Walter. I'm just thinking that might be. That's close to a CZ75, isn't it?
It's a clone of one if it's not. Yeah.
It's got the rail underneath. 75s don't have that, but
That's also a polymer frame.
is it a polymer frame?
Yep, that's not a metal frame.
Bummer.
Well, it's still a good gun. And also, 10 Foglio also makes some really, really nice CZ clones. They are the next best thing to a CZ.
Yeah, they've been around a little while too.
Yeah, they are. They use those in USPSA a lot for SADA limited carry optics.
There's a fellow over on High Boys Forum that just put up a review of that Stoger 9 millimeter for $300. He liked it.
Tactical Toolbox put a post up that you could do a complete dagger with a hollow sun for $4.99.
Wow.
What was it, the 507C, I think?
I've got that website. You're talking about the Palmetto dagger?
Yeah. Where you can buy them separately. You can buy the lower, the serialized lower complete, and then you can buy the slide complete with the optic on it. Y'all ever watch Tactical Toolbox?
There's $100 for the frame. There's the complete slide assembly with a non-threaded barrel, extreme carry cut for $189.
Yeah, so you can put it together your choice. I like the way they do that. I mean, they are the Glock clones, but videos I see on them, they run.
But the thing about the Glock, and I could show you one.
Jamie, you could eBay the crap out of a Glock.
Oh, I know, man. But
I just got a part in.
I think what, and we were talking about it on Uncle Jim's chat last Saturday night. I think one of the biggest problems people have with the Glocks is that the angle of the grip and the fact that the finger grooves are there, and it looks to me like what Palmetto State has done with theirs is they've closed in that severe grip angle, and they've took that middle thing out of the middle finger groove is gone. So you got a top one and a bottom one, and I think that
I agree with that.
It does still have the Glock hump on the back strap, but being a compact, I mean that just makes it. I've got a really deep well in my hand, so I can shoot them well. You know, if you've got a very shallow palm, then you probably have a little trouble with it.
well, that's not a new debate though, Gene. That goes
No,
all back to the 1911s. The A1 as opposed to the original. That uh, the back strap on the A1 is kind of a humpback kind of thing to fit in that palm of your hand better. I have relatively small hands. I like the original 1911s more better.
see, I'm exactly the opposite. I don't like those. I like the ones with that slight hump on them.
Yeah, me too. That one just fits my hand, and I have small hands too, Jamie. But for some reason, that arched uh, uh, piece, where the spring lives in there, is just it fits that little
The
slot in your hand
1911
right there.
mainspring housing.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Mainspring house.
Housing. I couldn't come up with a word.
No, that's no guarantee, Tread. That's just my theory. And you may go on there, and they have Glocks on their site, so you can pick a look at a Glock picture, then look at that dagger and see. And this is another thing we find that people argue about the Glock is that it's too square, and it is. But if you look at the Palmetto State Armory dagger, they have that what they call extreme carry cut, where they've cut those angles off of the front. It's more of a slope.
I I only find that to be the square to be on a few different models, especially the bigger bore models. You know, when you get to the
Hmm.
45s and the 10s, that's when they really start feeling like that brick in your hand and they become
Yeah.
uncomfortable to shoot. Um, Woman's G45, it's a Gen 5. It's actually, once I cut the original stippling off of it and re-stippled it, it seemed to round off quite nice. It doesn't seem so squarish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
after
I have a
Gen
Glock
4,
21, and it's really a brick in my hand.
Yeah.
after Gen 4s, they really rounded up and changed a lot.
So I don't know if you want to spend that money, but again, to me, the only real thing that Palmetto State Armory is proving with the dagger is what Smith and Wesson proved way back when they came out with that SD value VE whatever thing that they had out that was so atrocious. It's like Glocks are this, and then they're you know Smith and Wesson and PSA both are selling Glocks basically for half of what Glock is selling them for. And then you go back to our comment about going to gun shows and expecting to pay half.
We just want more bang for our buck. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and if someone can't afford to go out and buy a $1,500 CZ Shadow 2, you know, they can go to PSA and they can buy something like that and spend under $500 on one and still have a good, reliable firearm to protect
Yeah,
themselves with.
Right.
it's a
Exactly.
solid pistol.
That's interesting. Very interesting. I have to look that up. Earlier tonight, Tread had an interesting question. And one of the reasons I ain't put it up, we're talking about other things. Um, but there you go. Canic and CZ. And that right there is a fact also. That's what I'm getting, man. I'm getting the CZ75 BD as quick as I can. I had one, and I might as well go ahead and say it. It'll get out if it hadn't already, but mine was stolen. And that is a heartbreak, fellas.
Dang, Jamie. I hope they didn't steal it out of your house, did they?
That must have made you sick,
Yes.
Jamie.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's like you see on TV and stuff. Something like that happens, you pretty much know who got it. But proving it is a totally different thing, different concept. But
I just wouldn't not have them around anymore.
there you go, man. I think that's why he came in and got it when he knew nobody was here, because he knew he wasn't allowed at my house anymore. But that's a long story, so we'll talk about something more pleasant. I am looking to replace it. Right now, there is not a 9mm handgun in my house. Oh, Tread. What did you say, Tread? Uh, Tread was asking about how do you store, secure your AR-15 platform pistols and still have them easily accessible when they're needed. Thoughts? So after the story I just told, I don't think I need to say this, but everything's in my safe now, except for one.
That's me. There's one that's not in the safe on the, that's out while I'm in the house. If I leave the house, it goes back in the safe.
If I'm here and bugging through the house, I've usually got something on me. Outer waistband with something in it.
Guys, I lost all mine in a boating accident.
Yeah.
That's an horrible
Yeah.
story.
I've always got something close by.
Always, always.
Hasbro sounds like he's been talking to Gene. Gene loves his Canic rival. And
Yes, I do. I actually looked at just the SFX. I had it and I sold it, and I kind of miss it. So I was looking at one the other day, and now I can pick one up for about 4.5. The original SFX.
what's the difference between the FS and the FSX?
The rival. What do you mean? Like there's different series of cannons. So
Right.
the first competition gun they did long slide was the TP9 SFX. The new upgraded model of that, which is 2 models later, is called the Canic Rival. It's not the SFX anymore or the Mete series. It's a series all of its own. So what they're doing is they're going to start expanding on that series, and they already have started. So now they've got a carry gun out, more of a duty size gun that simulates the rival. The slide cuts, the barrel cuts, better trigger. I don't know how the triggers get better, but better trigger, and so on.
That's a good question, Tread. I don't know, buddy. I don't have any AR pistols. I just don't. So, good night, Ocean. Have a good weekend, buddy.
Good night, Julio. I'll let you know as soon as that cover comes. I don't have anything yet.
Hey,
That's
I want to show you guys something really cool. Let me grab something. I just remembered this.
Chris knows. There you go, Gene.
Yep.
Rival is completely ambidextrous. SFX is not.
I don't care if it's ambidextrous. I'm right-handed. He's left-handed.
All right, so this is cool. So every time I'm doing something like putting a muzzle brake on something where you can't get a fat wrench in between the end of the barrel and the muzzle brake on that thin nut, and there's just always little mechanical things you need a thin wrench for, and I can't count how many wrenches now I have ground off after I've ground them, and then I broke them because I ground them. So I had to get put a muzzle brake on my Regera rifle. I thought, what the heck? Well, I was looking at thin profile wrenches, and I saw these, and I ordered them, through Amazon. So if you want to know what these are like, this is the SAE. And I'll show you this.
Wow, pretty.
$26. Check this out.
Dag nabbit, man.
Wow.
Boy,
Look, they are freaking stout. I'm cranking on this thing. They're stout.
yeah.
And whenever you're torquing a nut you need a thin profile wrench, they don't require a lot of torque, right? So these are gonna give you more torque than you need. And I'm gonna buy the metric set. I thought, well, I don't need the metric because I can always make SAE fit, but that's when you round a nut off. And you don't want to round a specialty nut off like that for sure. So I'm going to order the metric, but I mean, they're nice. These things, they are total quality. I was talking to GT Morrow, and I sent him pictures. You were like, oh my gosh. And I said, for $27, I'm going to get the metric set. And he said, you spent more money on worse things than that. So go check it out. They're on Amazon. They're I would buy it again, and I'm gonna get the metric set. So if you're looking at them and you wonder if they're quality, absolutely, a great addition to any toolbox. So
What's the largest size in the set?
okay, so it goes from the smallest is quarter 9/32. The largest is an inch and a 16th.
So many of the barrel nuts on AR-15s are inch and a quarter, and you need that what they call a crow's foot,
Yeah,
and to go in your torque wrench. torque
Yeah.
ratchet. And man, I looked up those 1.25 inch crow's foot wrenches, and they're like $50 a pop, man.
Hmm.
I'm like, ouch.
No,
And
it isn't. It isn't, Paul. It's not good to do that.
that's a fact, bro.
Hi, boy. Tell me again what you paid for that wrench set.
26 or 27 bucks.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. That's a great price.
Yeah. The thing is I know I'm not going to use all those, but when you need one of them, you need one. You know.
No, Mike. No.
What? Well, he's right. I mean, I've done that, and you get your electrical tape and you sit there and you put it on the flat spots of the nut that you're going to work with, and you know, and I was going to do that, and then I thought, you know what, just order the wrenches, and I did. Didn't look back.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to spend that, 30 bucks on just an adjustable end wrench of some kind. That's
Yeah.
not a lot of money for tools these days.
No.
All right, we got to get off of here, y'all. We got, well, we were a little late, and we've been waiting on Kyle all night. He's out to dinner.
You didn't invite us,
No, he didn't.
rascal.
Tread wants a link if y'all got a link to that wrench set out there, guys.
I just typed in super thin or ultra thin, and it came right up.
Bureaucraft.
There's
Yeah.
actually a couple of them.
Or thin profile wrenches, and then put Duratech, and this bag that it comes in. Normally, if I get wrenches like this, I throw the bags away. It's a nice bag, and I'm not going to lay them out in my toolbox. I'm going to leave them in the bag, and it's got a nice Velcro on it, and
Yeah.
stays put.
All right. See, I've got in my toolbox right now, I've got two sets. I got a metric set that came from Harbor Freight, and it's in a plastic frame kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And I've also got an old Craftsman set that's in even a bigger triangular plastic thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they barely fit in the bottom of my thing and bottom of my toolbox. See, if I had a set like that, I'd throw both of those away or at least get me a bag like that to put them in. So, corners and doors, good night, buddy. And 762 ain't wrong. Channel locks work for a lot of stuff, but you know, Gene said get out your masking tape or whatever and just use your channel, your vice grips. I get it, man, but how many of us actually get the tape out? We're just marring that thing up, buddy. And I got tickled at Scotsman talking about how many AR-15s he's built, and I said, "Well, what kind of tools are you using? What kind of a jig set? I mean, vice blocks are you using?" I don't use any. And I'm like, "Oh man, please! You're going to gunsmith school and you're freehand and everything." He said, "Yeah, I built it sitting in the floor." I'm like, "Golly, man. Good night, Rebel. Give me a call, buddy."
I've put together a lot of lowers on my
Good night,
desk.
Mike.
Say that again, Gene.
I've put together a lot of lowers on my desk.
There you
You
go.
know,
I got one of my good buddies put out this video once. I got that. I've got a pin gauge set, Georgia boy. If you ever need it, call me. We'll meet up. I'll let you borrow it for a while, and then we'll meet up again and give it back. That's the kind of thing it's nice to have when you really need it, but you don't need it that often. So there's no use in. Uh, I know you live on the other side of the state, but halfway's an hour for both of us. Just saying. Let's go through the room, talk about what we're going to be working on this coming week, and let these nice people have the rest of their weekend and clear the floor for Gizzard Gary. What do y'all say?
Yeah.
Hi, boy, what are you going to be working on this week? Anything in particular?
I'm gonna do some 30-30. I got my 7.62 by 54. That's about all. I'll be working on my Dylan videos.
762, we were meaning to ask you tonight about Mosin the Gunts and how you tell the different models apart.
Identify them, yeah.
Maybe maybe you'd like to come on next week, and that might be our topic if you can make it, or if you're even interested in joining us. I would love to have you on and get High Boy back, and we can all get our Mosins out and put them beside off camera, and he can tell us what to look for, and that would be great. I would
Boy,
love
that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
he knows at least as much or as more than anybody else I know about Mosin the Gaunt's.
Yeah,
Walter,
that'd
what are
be
you
great.
going to do this week, buddy?
Well, like I said, I've got a bunch of moles sitting on my bench wanting to get casted. I don't like to cast on the weekend because the local kids are out running around and whatnot. And they're always curious and want to come up. And I don't mind them doing that, but I don't want them to get hurt either. So that'll probably be the first of the week. That Lyman 45266 mold that I had a video on, that boat-tailed 45 ACP bullet. I've got some of those loaded up to go try just to see where I'm going to start with them. And we're going to do that either tomorrow or Sunday. Take those out to the range and see how they run. And other than that, I don't have a whole lot going on. Got doc appointments and old man stuff to take care of next week. But other than that, nothing thrilling coming my way.
I'd be interested in how that bullet shoots. So, congratulations, man. That's a big deal becoming a deacon. Very nice. Ordination services are a special time in every church. Oh, so there you go. There you go, High Boy. We would still like to have you on, Reloader. Just saying. You won't come on.
I think I know that site. That's kind of how I figured out a lot about mine. That's a very good site.
I'm going to have to.
That site, if that's the site I was at, it will suck you in because there's so much information, and you're looking at your rifle, and you start. I've been through it and through it. And it's just like a museum of information.
Yeah, and 762 gives serious consideration to coming in on this chat.
I hope he does.
Yeah, I think you've got a lot to offer, and your presence would be welcome for sure.
I told him he needs to start his own channel, man.
Well, I know he's helped me out a number of times.
Oh boy, you ain't kidding.
Look at that. Very cool. All right, Gene, what are you going to be working on this week? Anything in particular?
I got an IDPA shoot tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice out Sunday, so I think we're going to get the bike out Sunday, go for a nice ride. I did get something in I think it's going to spark CW's interest a little bit when I do the video on it. Quite a nice little package. Other than that, man, just trying to get along in life and just always remember to live, love, laugh, and reload.
And keep blowing the smoke.
Woo!
What you got, CW?
I'm still working on that third 25-45 video, and I'm going to have some more with the mold that I just got once I get the gas checks in that I thought I had. I kind of ended abruptly, and then I made a little clip there saying that I didn't have the gas checks I thought I did, and somehow omitted it, deleted it, both. I don't know. It's not in the video, so it just kind of ends showing the bullets and not showing the conclusion. So I'll have to fix that once I get the gas checks in.
I was watching that video and somebody came in at work and I looked away and I looked up again and the video I was on the next video. So there's that. Guys, thank y'all for being here. There was over 40 of you guys out there at one point in time. We thank you for being here. If you got topic ideas, want to get in touch with us or anything like that, you can send us an email at georgiashootingconnection@gmail.com or jh586sw@gmail.com. So don't hesitate to be in touch with us. And let's see, Gizzard Gary's next tomorrow. 6 o'clock is G23, 8 o'clock Uncle Jim. Sunday, don't forget, and I always do, the Fur Shed with Georgia Trapping and Fishing, 2 o'clock. And then at 7 o'clock, Foreign and Domestic on the Crazy Scotsman's channel. So I guess that's it. Thank y'all for being here. Enjoy the rest of y'all's weekend. And if the Lord's willing, we'll see you back next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Until then, we hope he blesses you all real good. Say good night, y'all.
God bless
y'all.
Good night,
everyone.
everybody.
Thank you all.